Hi everyone, this is going to be my fifth show and tell demonstration on Org-transclusion. Transclusion is the ability to include content from one file into another by way of links. Now let's get started. I think the best way to explain how it works is to show it to you. So, so what's new with the new version 0.0.5? So I've added two sort of major functions, and I just wanted to show it to you. So transclusion. So the way it works in this version is, let me toggle the link so that you can see this. So I have added a support to transclude a whole whole org file. So it was not available in the previous version, but I've just added it. So this is just a normal link, and if I click on it, I can just open up a file on the right-hand side. It's an org file, and what I want to do with transclusion is to include contents or relevant contents from the right-hand side into the left-hand side. Yep. And so what we can do now is Org-transclusion mode is a minor mode, and it's bound to F12, so I can just invoke F12 and it works, but just as a demonstration, let me trigger this from MX. Right, so this is how it works, and then I can toggle that on and off very easily with F12. The new thing is you can control whether or not you want to include the content from this file via the keyword. So I've added support for transclude keyword. If I make it nil, transclusion doesn't happen, right? You need to kind of opt in to do this. And if I save it now, that's how it works, right? And if I remove this, this won't be transcluded, right? So this is update number 1. Transclude, and this way, yeah. Another thing I wanted to show you is the ability to transclude a whole org buffer, as you saw, but also with a bit of a twist. As I've added a filter which is actually customizable. So if I transclude the whole buffer from the left, from the right to the left, you might have noticed that some of the elements are missing. So, just to point out, all of the content, I think in org lingo, it's called first section, which is all the contents before the first headline. That is excluded. I didn't even add the filter, so this is just sort of global exclusion. This is because I didn't want to include all these sort of the titles and this metadata, I think we call it. So the first section, everything before the first headline is excluded, and there's no filter to it. But that's that. But what you can control with the filter is the content like this. So for instance, if you see this, the first headline, H1, in the original or source, you have the ID property drawer, but that's excluded. Or so at the moment, that's the default, and you can control that from this org transclusion exclude elements customizing variable, and the default is property drawer, right? So let me just show it to you. So if I then make it nil, I just reevaluate this one here and come back to the transcluding buffer, right? So now the filter is nil, so there's nothing to be filtered except for the first section, and then you can see that the property drawer is now transcluded on the left hand side. Now let me just put it back on. This is how it works. And now if you look at this one here, include, this is a keyword, so if I wanted to exclude that, all you have to do is just add a keyword, evaluate this, and then boom, it should work. Yeah, so the H2 does not include this keyword anymore, right? So this is customizable, and the allowed values in this customizing variable is defined in a standard org element. So if I just evaluate this one here, evaluate here. Right, so these are the allowed keywords coming from org element. So, just I'm using the standard way of dealing with elements through org element. So, yeah, these you can exclude. I mean, for instance, you can even exclude paragraph. Paragraph is one of the elements. And if I evaluate it, I don't know if it makes sense from a semantic point of view, right? So, I mean, you exclude all of the paragraphs. Maybe it's useful if you want to just exclude, want to get the headlines, maybe. But yeah, this is how it works. Just the filter. All right, let me also just put back on the filter so that it makes sense for us. Yeah, this is how it works. And the filter works not only on the whole org buffer, but also if I show it to you, for instance, custom ID. So I'm going to just jump onto the file, the source here. So source actually contains obviously the custom ID within the property drawer, but that's also excluded because of the default exclusion variable, right? So this is how it works. Now I think that's it to show to you with the version 5. Right, let me just go back just to see. Yeah, so now 2 things added. Transclude T nil is the keyword to selectively activate transclusion, and also there's a customizable filter on the elements to be transcluded, and I have added a support for the whole org file. So that's the new things. And finally, not these things, but I want to send you a big thank you to the communities, 2 communities especially, and Org-Rome community. There's active discussions on the Org-Rome community, and also Reddit. And then especially these individuals, I mean, I'm not trying to exclude anyone else from the party, but Ibs K, Cool Run, Litek, Zaif, these individuals contributed to the discussion very positively. Thank you very much. And also from Reddit, GitHub Alpha Papa, Nick Martin 117, and also Vil. I think Vil also participated in the Org-Rome community both ways. But all of these feedback comments, I believe I have incorporated where I think makes sense to me. But yeah, I think this is a continuous journey. So your comments, feedback are always fuel to me. It just gets me going. So thank you very much for all of you. And I'm going to post this in the community again. So let's discuss further. This is a great journey for me. So yeah, and see you next time.